Microgreens are an easy-to-grow, nutritious and tasty addition to your diet. In this video, we are going to review what are microgreens and their differences with sprouts, and how you can easily grow them at home. When seeds get in contact with water, they start to germinate, and the first stage of this germination is the sprout. It is when a small tail comes out of the seed and start looking for water and nutrients, while the top part also comes out and prepare itself to look for light by using the embryonic leaves. Sprouts are the very first stage of the seed germination. It takes around 3 to 5 days for the plant to become a sprout. At that point, they do not need any sunlight or growing medium because all the nutrition is provided by the seed itself. The only thing they need is water and air. The fact that they don't need sunlight or substrate makes a big difference because that means we're not limited to flat surfaces like trays to grow the sprouts. It can also be done in any three-dimensional container like a glass jar or even a milk box. Let's see how to do this with a glass jar. The list of materials you need is short. First, you will need a jar. The jar needs to have a lid that allows for aeration and drainage. Either you can use a piece of cloth instead of the normal lid and tie it with a rubber band, or get a drainage lid. Then you need some seeds. The seeds should be organic and non-GMO. In terms of choosing the seeds, there is an incredible number of plants that can be used for sprouts or microgreens. Usually, people go for broccoli, peas, beans, radishes, mint, and mustard. Just get what's easiest for you. Once you have your materials, you can set up the system. First, place the seeds in the jar. Then, fill the jar with 2 to 3 times as much water as there are seeds. Let the seeds soak for 8 to 12 hours. After the 8 to 12 hours, drain the jar, and finally, place the jar horizontally in a dark area or under a piece of cloth at room temperature. The horizontal position is to spread out the seeds and give them more space to sprout. It will also help with aeration. The seeds will sprout and be ready for harvest after 4 or 5 days. Look out for the newly sprouted tails and leaves to determine when to harvest. The sprouts can be stored in the refrigerator for 3 to 7 days. Before the harvest, you will need to take care of the system. To do so, you only need to rinse and drain the jar twice a day to ensure that the seeds stays moist. And remember that the lid should allow for aeration and drainage. After being a sprout, plants move on to the microgreen stage. This means the embryonic leaves and roots are fully developed and the plant starts to get its energy from sunlight. Usually, when growing baby plants, the plant in the microgreen stage is called a seedling because it is alone. But when growing microgreens, since we plant hundreds of seeds together, we just lump them up and call them microgreens. Microgreens are not that much different from sprouts, except that in addition of water and air, they require sunlight and need some kind of growing medium to attach their roots to. They also need more time before harvest, usually a week or 2. Let's see how to grow microgreens with plastic trays. The materials you will need are a solid tray to catch excess water, a grow tray with holes in it to allow for drainage, a piece of cloth like paper towel, and your seeds, which should be organic and non-GMO. To set it up, you will place the grow tray on the solid tray, then place the paper towel on the grow tray, add the seeds on the paper towel, and mist the system until everything is done. This will kickstart the growing process. You can then place the system in a warm area that receives direct sunlight. For maintenance, prevent the seeds from drying out by misting 2 to 3 times a day. If you want to go a bit more epic, you can also place your microgreen tray under a humidity dome to keep moisture in and under artificial light like LEDs if your home doesn't receive enough light and you want to provide an extra boost. The microgreens will be ready to harvest in a week or two. You will know they are ready when the baby leaves will be fully spread out and the first true leaves will start to develop. That's it. Hope you enjoyed and will green up your kitchen with this info. Take care and see you in the next video.